We're starting this video off after I have begun a bunch of projects for our teams. I'm going to get into this group view because I think it's just easier to see things. So Sharpened Sword has been fully updated. We got it leveled up to where it's at the 1998 tech levels. So all of our games are up to date, and they're actually the most up-to-date games in the market. So we should naturally have a lot of players now. Sailing Stars has been a resound success. 435,000 active users on this. We're going to keep capitalizing on that by making sure that it's compatible with all the best operating systems, but also now making some more DLC content. Yes, so I have started the Relativity expansion pack for Sailing Stars, and also Forgotten Soul is a content pack. So we're adding some new content to the game, and we're expanding it and adding new maps and new places to go, new quests and all these things. It's the Relativity pack, okay? That's great. We're going to capitalize on that. Games 1's going to take the Relativity content pack, the expansion, and then Games 2, those pairs of teams are taking our content package for Sailing Stars. ZCOM turns out not a failure after all. We're over 100,000 active users now. Turns out updating your technology is a pretty big deal. So we're going to leverage that even further. We're going to make the Avenger expansion pack for ZCOM. So that's happening now too. And the updates team is going to get a chance to make something original, because for a little bit there, they had nothing to do. So that was nice. I also have them porting Sharpened Sword. Now that it's up to date, we need to port it to other operating systems. And so we have a combined 6 million users worth of operating system porting to do here. So I expect Sharpened Sword will be a very similar story to ZCOM, and then it starts out a little slow, and then it just accelerates from there. Because right now, there's only 6,700 users. Because I'm expecting that to be the case, I've already begun an expansion pack for that as well. We have the Mystic Forge expansion pack, as well as we're about to release the Sharpened Sword original soundtrack. Both of those are being handled simultaneously by RPG2B. I figure I have a little bit of extra time on those because they're not really, being played at the moment. There's not a lot of players. So I'm going to have the same team, which had nothing to do and is ultimately responsible for this game. I'm going to have them take the stuff there as well. And then we're updating the framework for the Char MMO framework, because in order to make another game, another RPG with this framework, well, it needs to be updated. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that too. And Core is going to be doing that. In the meantime, Meadows Rift is pretty well designed at this point. We're going to go ahead and tell them to develop that. There we go. I like that. And then they're going to get started actually making the dang thing now. It's good. I'm not going to bother with marketing just yet. We'll put a pin in that. YOLO has also entered its 4th iteration, and I'm thinking probably about halfway through there, I'll go ahead and hit the button. Although a lot of these games are going to be successes even without going this far into the design phase. And the faster I do this, the faster I learn what my designers are like too. So I think I'm kind of okay with having this go ahead and get developed now too. So we'll just start that. And then finally, Char OS, our first operating system. Not going to get it done in time to start really hitting that unless we get going on this. And I think, again, we're in the middle-ish of design phase 4. I think we can probably go ahead and develop that too. So we're getting a whole lot of things starting in development here. We're going to wait for the Char phone one to get to be yellow as well, and then we'll go ahead and do that. And then Char Engine 3 is, its first design iteration. It's going to keep going. So there's a lot of stuff happening all at the same time, as is with this game. All of these products that are blinking at me, we are going to postpone any type of marketing on them until we are kind of more certain as to when they're going to be releasing. Because I don't actually know when that will be. So if we group these back up by type again, these are all in alpha stage now. Our operating system, Meadows Rift, and YOLO, both getting in there. Lots of stuff still designing, and these are all DLC stuff, so we can expect them to progress quite quickly. And I want them to be solid. I have time for Avenger. Look at that. Whoa. Look how fast that's going. Hang on. Look how fast that's going. These two things here, they're progressing so fast. And Relativity is actually on its 3rd iteration already. So these content packs, they don't take a lot of time to develop. Updates has nothing else to do other than this. So that makes sense too. And look at the money on that. Bam. $44 million of profits. That's very nice. Yeah. Interest from bonds is being deposited, right? That's kind of neat. And then, yeah, distribution, not much, but look at the royalties, man. $44 million in royalties. So basically, the royalties is the entirety of our profit. We would be almost break even right now with the number of people we have if we were based on solely on sales and distributions and licenses and all those things. Go, wow, that's pretty big. But that's why research is so brokenly powerful. That's why we're investing in it finally. We're getting into it because it's going to help fund our games, right? I want to take over the gaming industry. And at this point, I'm kind of on my way to taking over the entire world, because if you look at the company list, you will notice that as of this month, we are the only company worth $1 billion and a whole bunch of stuff still in development. We are not slowing down. In fact, I would argue that we're speeding up. Sun wants me to host macOS 3 on Vapor as well. Look, potential maximum bandwidth is 123 gigabits per second. We have two big ones here. The Writer 5, which is pretty big, but macOS is very big in terms of bandwidth usage, so that's going to be great. Digital distribution-wise, very few people are going with GOG.com from Fearless Games. Only 9 have signed up for this. I can only assume it's because their technology is just so inferior to yours truly. That said, we do have some updates to do here too. Patchers are going to take care of that, bringing us all up to 200, or all up to 1998 technology right before the turn of the year, where we're going to then, of course, go in and get the patents for 1999 as well. And then a Relativity Pack as well. That's Games 1 doing that. Almost to the yellow with Forgotten Soul, just a little bit more. There we go. Notice how I spelled soul here in case you're curious. It's still very celestial in nature. We forgot about our home planet, didn't we? That's right. This content package includes stuff from Earth. All right, let's go ahead and develop that one. Updates team, we're going to develop it very freaking quickly. Wow, that's fast. We can market this for 4 months from now, I think. Let's market this for... Let's go May 1999. We're going to announce that for 5 months from now because it's basically done already. So let's do that. Pause really quickly. Get our team set up for research. We also have a bunch of companies that are selling more shares again. And I think we're just going to keep buying them. If they're good companies, we just keep buying them. If they're bad companies, we don't buy them, right? So I'll get going with that stuff. I just wanted to show you how all the different things we're going on about here. I might let Relativity go for the rest of this month and then start that one. And then the soundtrack, I don't know if I really want to get too far into that one, but if we take a look at Sharpened Sword now, we're up to 18,000 active users. So we're definitely selling copies. And on the manufacturing side of things, Sharpened Sword is now being introduced to a lot more players. We have 114,000 copies in stock though. So I'm not really in a hurry to raise this goal anymore. I think we can probably stop that. We're not selling any NBA Jam, like flat out not selling it at all. But if we reduce the price, we can probably do that. So what is currently the price? $71. Well, no wonder we're not selling any copies. Let's make it $20. I don't know why it's suggesting 70. It makes no sense. That's old. Now, we might have updated it, but that's not even something I invested any money in making. So we're just going to sell the copies we got. Yeah, the combined total is 620,000 copies, though. So a lot of people already had it. That could be part of it, too. What do we have for price on the Tactical Legacy Pack here? What's that? 25? We're going to reduce that to 15. I've also stopped a lot of marketing on these things. Once they're unavoidable, there's a little bit of marketing in them, but I usually just, you know, I'll let them go probably longer than I should, but then I start to dial back and then eventually stop it entirely. But yeah, Sharpened Sword, Pearl 2. I think we're fine there. We're not really selling much copies for these things either. Legendary sales, we can probably put a pin on that one too. Maybe we go 16,000 on there. Red Giants, we're not selling much of that anymore. These two here, we're selling them. And it's not much because our goal is very small, but the fact that we have any in storage at all, it means we're still selling the original True Sight and Pearl. Despite, you know, Pearl 2 being out and True Sight 2 being out too. So like these things are all project managed and constantly working with it. Anyway, we need the research teams to start doing research things, don't we? So 1998, these guys are still working on that. They're not even going to have the 1998 tech until Q3 of 99. Why even bother? Why even bother? Architecture, we're going to have to compete with 3 companies for this one. We need it by Q2. Audio, we need also by Q2. So I think probably the architecture patent is slightly more important. Which one's making us more money here? So they're pretty good. Audio, yeah, I think architecture is actually making us more money. It's better for our gaming and stuff as well. So we'll go with audio there first, and then audio will be the next one we do after that. So we'll have that happen, and audio will be paused for now. Architecture first. 2D is like no competition anyway, so we'll just get that going. The system team, bring that up once again. Yep, and pause and collapse. And then 3D, we have to compete with native instruments. We need it in Q2. 3D is the ultimate one that I want for narrative reasons, so I'm always going to prioritize that if it's being contested. It's not a very good royalty, but it's for lore reasons, my own reasons. But network also is very rarely am I in a race for network, so it's okay to have that be second. Okay, there we go. That's how it's working. Where is network? Right, audio right there. Okay, I have them in the order that I like them, and now I don't need to show you anymore. Just assume that they're going to continue doing that, yeah? And the last thing to do then, to make sure that we get them really quickly and always have them, is it's time to crunch the research teams once again. All right, so let's take a look really quick at the progress that's been made here. We've got patent going for 3D. Research and stuff is continuing. I'm just going to go ahead and collapse these. Now, we have Avenger is in beta, releasing in May, and I've already gone ahead and done some marketing for it. Relativity is already being iterated, so I'm going to go ahead and tell these guys that we're going June here, I think. It's 4 months. Okay, and now we need to get some marketing material for these things too, so we'll go ahead and get all of our marketing teams to start on some material for these games. Really just push it out there, you know? Avenger, we could probably do the same thing for them again. So now marketing has 3 different things to work on at the same time. Why don't we go ahead and have this one deprioritized a little bit? And since this one's coming in May, you might think I want this one first, but I've already done one for that. So let's just get some stuff for these. See if we can get some people following those projects. And then if we scroll down a little bit, the Sharpened Sword original soundtrack can probably go to development. I'll wait a little bit more. Mystic Forge is also kind of going slow. Remember, these guys are working on 2 at the same time, and they're only daytime teams. So we're kind of intentionally, I guess, making these a little bit slower. But I could get Updates team on it maybe, because I don't think they have much to do at the moment. Although with the tech levels and everything going up, it's possible they have some project management stuff, but those project management things, they don't have people going that long. So right now it's 18-month duration. I think we're going to go 48 here. We'll change that to 48 so that they hopefully will support their stuff a little bit longer here. Let's go 48 on that one. I'm not sure that they listen to me here. I think they do. If I change this number while they're in the middle of their stuff. But I'm not certain. I guess we'll find out. True Sight. Yeah, this is already 48. And Pearl, this is already 48 too. So we'll see if that just keeps going with that. So let's get rid of project management for now. Wait, did I see the thing for NBA Jam too? Did I get that? Yeah, 48 months on that. Okay. It's basically 4 years after release, you will support it. I think that's a pretty good amount. I mean, I thought it was probably okay for lower than that before, but nah, it's an okay amount. All right, and then these teams, right, they'll hit this and complete these pretty quickly. We're not hyping these, but that's, I think, okay, because we're about to market them anyway. But, I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to just tell the teams to hype them. We'll have 5B do it. 5A is already hyping a bunch of stuff, so I'll just do that with you guys. And That's Forgotten Soul. So we want to do the same thing with Relativity here too, I think. So we'll have 5B do both of these because I have hype going on for other things with the other team already. We have until June for Relativity. I don't think I need to worry about it, but we're going to go ahead and do a review with it anyway because I want to see that. Oh, hang on. The project management team, True Sight, just released the anti-cheat True Sight 2. Oh, okay. Riggs Garrett has now been narrowed down between 69% and 82%. So could potentially be inspiring. All right. So True Sight 2 is out. Now, hopefully they support it for another 48 months, right? That's the idea. And that happened at the end of the month here. So let's see what the Relativity is doing or see how it's doing. So overall score is a 10 out of 10. That's the relative score. If we... Oh, it's just straight up. That's it. Yeah, no, it's good. Promote it to beta then. That's great. Okay, so Relativity is fantastic then. Good stuff. And then we have even more stocks to buy. NVIDIA finally selling more shares. I'll take those. I have nothing else to put my money into. Rockstar Games. So check this out. If I buy 11% of Rockstar Games, I almost own half of this. Like, I'm almost there, you know? So basically anything Rockstar's releasing, it's just as much me releasing it at this point. And then we'll buy up more of this company too. Yeah, so we're pretty much starting to own the rest of the world here. And I know what you're thinking. Charlie, is there any point in playing this game when there's like no way you can lose? And again, I reiterate the task for me and how I have fun with it. Okay, hold on. Hold that thought. Now, this leader, if we go here, then I can put games 1 on a dedicated task now. I like that. Their leader is ready for a dedicated task now for project management. At least starting in April, they will be. That's pretty big. I was actually going to make some big purchases this month, but I actually owe like $120 million in taxes. Something like that. So yeah, $120 million in taxes. I had $6.5 million of optimization. I'm not sure if a bigger accounting team is worth it, but yeah, I guess I could. It's probably worth it. I could make an entire floor of accountants. I could just say, hey, look, we have an army of accountants up here. Just give them the entire 6th floor. I could. I could also get another team in here, maybe have accounting 2, and then have that be right below the founder's office. That could be a thing. I'm not sure it's necessarily... It doesn't matter too much to me because I make back that entire tax bill. I will make that in profit in less than 4 months. So it's kind of... It's okay. Like, you're basically charging me 4 months of the year, which is an appropriate tax rate. So it's fine. Forgotten Soul. Did I do a review on this yet? I don't think so. Let me just get a real quick review on you. I don't think I'll be doing it. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I might. I have until July, right, for this one, so maybe. So that's a 9.8. I'm okay with that. 9.8. I'm not going to do a full iteration for 0.2. It's okay. So we have that, and then the marketing, the marketing stuff needs to be released for these things too. So let's just kind of get. I think I'm gonna get all the marketing stuff together. All right, press releases are ready. We're going to go ahead and hit that for Forgotten Soul. Go ahead and hit that for Relativity. And we should now get a whole bunch of followers. There it is. Boom. Loving that. Now, Avenger doesn't have a whole lot of followers, but there's the press release for that. And it's not going to get a lot. That's weird. Updates. Are you the porters right now? No, patchers have nothing to do. Let's let the patchers do it. Yeah, patchers... Let's get you into this. And where are we sending you now? We're getting you into BBC Micro 4, I guess. You're already in the big operating systems, so kind of don't need to patch you. Maybe you're just not that good of a game anymore. Maybe my marketing isn't great. Hang on. So am I still... I'm not marketing ZCOM anymore. And it doesn't let me do it, right? It doesn't let me market it. So maybe I just need to develop ZCOM 2. And you know what? The games team, Games 1, has a leader now that could make that happen, right? It has a leader that can work for project management now. So if I look at my teams for games, starting to think I should put like a naming convention, like research is R, so all my gaming teams should be G. I kind of feel like I want to do that just to get this going. I think games 1, though, we're going to rename this to G. And I'm going to make this RTS. And I guess this would be on the ground floor. So it would be RTS 1. Yeah, RTS 1A. Or, yeah, RTS 1A in case I get another one. Games 1N. I think I'm just going to leave that. These ones that have generic games names, they're intended to like help out with various different tasks related to our gaming industry. So these are the teams that are primarily making all the DLC is the intention here. But this team has a good leader with it, so I'm going to have them on something different. So this team has 21 people in it. And you are located in this office, are you not? This is, yes, GTS or RTS 1A, I guess. So we will go ahead and rename that to RTS 1A. There it is. Did I get that dash? Is that correct? I think it's not correct. No, I wasn't using dashes in the names usually. So let's just take that out like this. All right, and then all the other games teams, I feel like I should be doing this. I know it's a little bit weird, but it makes it to where when I sort them by name, they all appear together. And that's why I did it with the marketing, or that's why I did it with the research teams. Marketing is just going to stay marketing, so that's okay. It's kind of built into it. Patcher, same thing. Kind of built into it, but like the RPG teams, for example, I could do this, and now I can just get a glance at what all my teams are doing by doing that. So I think that's how I'm going to be here. Okay, so now that all my games teams are named that way, I can see where they all are and whether or not they all have a task. And currently RTS 1A does have a task, and that task is the relativity, but that's in beta, so I don't really too much care about that. We can see there are various different skills here, and they could use a better artist, but we'll see. There's 21 people in this team, and their office currently has 21 computers. So this is all kind of configured exactly as it needs to be, isn't it? So what we can do is we can come over to project management again, and we can say ZCOM. This is our ZCOM project, and we can make the leader for this be Games 1. Not Games 1N. It's the RTS 1A, right? Charlie Hamilton. Now I want to double check this and make sure that that person who is getting that training right now, she will have, oh, it's leader. Yeah, she has outstanding leadership skills there. And then she's going to get this star right now at the end of this month. So she's in class right now to get that star. Okay, so she's going to be able to handle this for project management's sake. So now we go in, and I can just hit G here, and that'll give me all my games teams. And now what we're going to do is RTS 1A for the design. We'll do the same thing for the development. We'll do a secondary dev team for this. I think we can let... I've been saying core, but I feel like core might get overloaded if we do that. But I think for this one, we'll say it's core. Support teams will be our support team here. Yep. And then pre-marketing, all the marketing teams. Post-marketing, all the marketing teams. I'm just going to have them all doing it for most of them. This team will handle its own updates. So we'll have our TS1A do its own updates there. And then the patcher teams will be the ones that do the porting and all those things. I like it. Server will be Vapor afterwards. Let's go ahead and get like that. Now it says after release, I can't click these boxes. And that's because she doesn't have that star yet. So I'm going to have to wait until after she has the star in order to actually submit this, I guess. But it can be ZCOM. Alternatively, I could say that, you know, maybe you don't do auto development. Allow this leader to make the leader come up with new products based on the last product released. So this is the part where I could say don't do auto development. And you're just going to do new IP. Interesting. So maybe I could have her come up with, she's pretty good leadership skills. I could maybe have her come up with new projects and see what kind of games she comes up with. So I don't have to design them. That's an interesting idea. Haven't done that yet. Every project has been manually picked by me. Maybe we could do that. It would be based on the last product. So I just sort of let that go. If I say only sequels, so maybe I do this. And now after ZCOM 2, she could come up with something else. But yeah, these aren't going to be selectable yet. So we'll have to wait on this to actually get that going. But if we go with main SCM here, 300%, iteration cooldown, meh. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So what I'll do is I'll put a pin in this, but then I have to say RTS is the project management. And she may not even do RTS at that point. Yeah, no, I think what I'd rather you do is just maintain ZCOM. And then if I want to do a different one, then I can end it. I think that's how I'll do it. But I need her education to be done before I can properly submit that, I guess. So I'll have to wait. All right, so we'll reselect her, and there she is. So it's April 1999. Paid all my taxes. Big old red bar there. What did I end up paying? It was a lot, right? Sheet is showing that my total loss last month was $126 million. Great. So we've reselected Charlie Hamilton, and now she's able to do these things. So we can say updates, we can say 2 months, we can say 48 months of support, handle the marketing, have her handle all these things. And we can go with, let's say, 80,000 copies at the end. That's fine. Patchers are going to do their thing. This is ZCOM. Everything seems to be in order here, as far as I can tell, the way I want it anyway. So go. And then what we'll do is go in and grab ZCOM, say we want to make a sequel. And then the teams for this are going to be our RTS 1A and our RTS 1A. So what we're left with is 3 years of development on a straight up sequel, but we've got some extra additions to make here, don't we? We want to use the RTS framework, but we have to update that RTS framework first, don't we? I always forget to do this before I start making sequels. So I need to get that done. And I think I probably need, if I am taking a look at the design document, all the other tools need to be upgraded as well. So if I want to use 1999 as the start of this game's development, and I kind of do, because then we can put, I mean, basically it's like one less year we need to update it for later, and it ends up being like the most advanced game for that year when it releases, because nobody else can even touch that tech. So that's kind of a big deal there. We'll go ahead and get that updated or upgraded too. I'm not going to make it a priority because at this point, you know, if everything's a priority, then nothing is, right? So just have to let that go. Need to release Avenger today. This is getting a lot of followers now. That's really great. Avenger, I guess we'll release it. There we go. So it ends up being a magnificent piece of work. Absolutely great quality. Not a lot of bugs. Still the whole we're not known thing. We're changing that. Let's go with 50,000 copies on this. And for the marketing campaign on this, we'll start with 15K. I don't think there's a huge need for marketing on that. There's not a lot of people playing ZCOM, but if I can get it to unavoidable, then whatever. And then these things here, we're gaining followers for relativity. Everybody loves, for like this game, the Sails, right? The Sailing Stars is such a great game. Everybody loves that thing, and we really do need to get started on a sequel for that pretty quickly here. And I think I'm trying to figure out which team I want to do it. And I'm looking at YOLO and Meadows Rift, and I'm thinking the team behind Meadows Rift is probably what we're going to do. It's 1A. I'll probably do that. These guys are pretty progressed, and when they get up to like around this area, that might be where I, send project management to this, right? Or I can get another team and just have it done. But all right, so I just saw that the 2D patent, that actually our competition is Q2 1999, and so I'm pausing all these other patents because I'm just now noticing this. I must have overlooked it. It's June 1999 right now, so if we don't get it by the end of this month, we don't get it. So I'm putting a rush order on that. All of the suits, of course, are crunching, and they have only one patent to file now. So hopefully they can get that done. In the meantime, I've been trying to get the engine and like all these other tools that are not being supported long enough. My bad. I'm trying to get them updated so that I can start this game. And Pixel Forge 2 is annoyingly the one that isn't ready to go. So I can't upgrade the editor with my own tools unless I use somebody else's. And I don't want to use somebody else's. I want to use mine. So just pushing for that to happen. It is looking very much like we won't get this patent, but I'm hoping to see some results here. I'm hoping to see a really good patent push day here. Trying to get that out of the way. Done. I'm just going to do that. Now we should be able to use Pixel Forge 2, and I can get the tech to be like that. And now this can be your biggest priority, whoever's working on it. I probably should actually try this. Probably should do it to where they don't fix the bugs, right? Just charge into update, but don't fix the bugs. Instead, we just do the tech. Right? It'll probably be faster if they're not fixing bugs at the same time. And then if I really want to fix the bugs, I can just go in and do that with a separate team later. But we're just going to do that. Yeah, that's way faster if we're just not bothering with bugs. Definitely better. I'm thinking we don't get the 2D patent for 1999 because it's looking like I'm not going to get that. And it's Q3 on these ones, but system is nearly done. The important ones are going to be done. But 2D... yeah, that's halfway done. That's the day. The team just went home. So I'm thinking we don't get that patent. That's really unfortunate. Oh, well. That's the way it goes. We've been nominated for another award. And it's going to be first place. We are now the best employer in the world. Slows hunger and bladder in the room. Very nice. We'll put that in another room. Just as people go ahead and retire and I'm paying out pensions and stuff. That's okay. $162 million. Maybe we get some more bonds going. I think maybe we deposit another $50 million in there, let's say. And get some more interest accumulating. Why not? I don't really have an interest in acquiring more companies at the moment. And we got widespread marketing on Avenger. Oh, hang on. I'm supposed to release Relativity today. Yeah, I didn't do that yet. Let's go ahead and release that before it's late. I got so caught up with the 2D patent that I almost forgot about this. So we're going to have really great quality, relatively unknown. Still have 3 stars here, obviously. So for this, it's DLC, right? Let's start with a 20K campaign. It's actually pretty good as far as like how many people want it. So we'll go ahead and do that. It's released. July, we released Forgotten Soul, and the Sharpened Sword original soundtrack goes out then too, which has basically no followers. The reason why it's unassigned is because there's no bugs to fix. It's just art. It's the music. So there's no bugs in the music. And there it is. Another company has finished researching 2D before you could patent it. So at least nobody else is getting it either. Nobody else is going to get the patent, but it's just a real shame. I just wasn't paying attention to the order on everything. And so I won't own at least 2D, which is a decent patent to get, but system is still the big one. And that one we're going to get for sure. We don't need any open history. Intermediate physics isn't really a big deal. Okay, so in here, it's an RTS, but only because there are no turn-based games. Game Evolution just flat out didn't give us turn-based games, so I can't do that. So it's RTS. It's the closest thing I could do. Multi-platform, nah. Online lobby, online multiplayer could be good. Just there. I'm trying to see if I can get this number to not be red, but also not take any more than 3 years. So if I do 3D physics... and maybe we get... I think it's probably fine the way it is. If it's a little bit red here, I guess, whatever. 3D Graphics Center, maybe we could do something like a different, we could do cutscenes. Cutscenes are a thing in the game. Yeah, we just need better artists. We need a level 2 3D artist to be added to this team. So I can do that. Global Illumination, we could hit that too. Add some more cool art stuff. All right, I'm done faffing around with it. This is the game we're going to be making here. So here's our features. If you want to pause the video and see what we're doing here, that's pretty good. I've taken away branch history, because I didn't think it was necessary. We're already overblown with the waste and everything, right? It doesn't necessarily matter because we already have linear history, and that's fine. Basic physics is fine. I did add kinematic physics here, but I think we probably don't need that. So let's get rid of that. Cinematic camera definitely is needed. Got to do that. And then we've got the dynamic soundtrack, but we've already got 2.0 on that, and it's faster and everything's good. I'm going to maintain online multiplayer and the online lobby so people can play it. And because of that, we're also going to need to support that with the engine server. So this will be based on the engine server once it releases, and people will be able to use that for online gameplay. Yeah, so there we go. RTS is going to take the whole thing. It's going to take 3 years to develop. I think I'm fine with that. Go. And that's it. So we've done that. Everything is good. We're developing ZCOM 2 now. Fun times. Let's go ahead and hide the project management. Down we go. And let's see. The only thing else that I'm going to get system and network patents. Those are done. They're basically in the bag. July, though, we need to release the original soundtrack. So let's go ahead and do that. Sharpened sword. It's not too bad. You know, it could be better, but whatever. It's probably not going to sell well. Maybe we'll put $10,000 worth of marketing in it. Maybe it'll sell better that way. I think I've already printed some copies here, but let's just keep 30K in stock. I don't think I need that many, but we'll go ahead and print it anyway. There we go. And then the last thing is Forgotten Soul. We fixed 74 bugs on this thing. Release. Pricing is completely insane. We'll be fixing that. Marketing campaign for this, we'll put that at 25K. And we're not going to order any copies because I've already been printing. Now, we need to go into our products, our add-ons, Forgotten Soul, change the price. It's not 40 anymore. It is 20. There we go. We're going to release it for 20 bucks. Okay, good. Hopefully we can have a lot of people happy with that. Yeah, that's going to alleviate a lot of pressure on our marketing team. So they're not going to have to do a whole lot anymore. Just going to move that to the top if I can. Yeah, all the way up here. And that takes care of a lot of DLC stuff that I was building. We also have Sharpened Swords, original soundtrack. We still have some marketing that's being built for that, so that's okay. What else can we do then? Well, Meadows Rift, we kind of have to decide whether or not this is going to be released next year, early next year, or late next year. I think if I was to do a review really quick on this, just to see the current state of it. This is a full game, right? So kind of want to be a bit more... We care a bit more about that one. It's been in development for a couple years. So we want to push that just a little bit faster. So let's see what the state of this is. It's currently giving us an 8.0 score. And it looks like, yeah, we could do a bit more work, but we're trudging along here. Let's go ahead and iterate that. I'm hoping it'll reset it to 50, but probably it comes back to like a 25 area. It's like we're not assigned. That's interesting. It just did an iteration and didn't automatically assign them. It's not RTS. It's where is it? Wow. Yeah, you're supposed to be iterating this. I'm not sure why that didn't get automatically assigned. There we go. And of course they're leaving for the day. Well, put core N on that to finish it, please. There we go. Come on. Finish it. So I can see where the code is, so I can figure out like when am I going to start marketing this thing. They're not going to finish it. They're going to leave it at 99.999%. There it is. Okay. So we're back at 43%. That's not too bad. System patent's done, and network is very, very close to done as well. So I think because we're here, I can probably say we released this. It's not May 2005. Let's release it. This is probably too far out, but I'm thinking June 2000. I'm thinking that can probably happen. It's probably a little too far out, but well, because this will end up being 10 months. Yeah, I think that's fine. So we'll announce this for 10 months, and then we want to get some pictures. We'll start with pictures. We're kind of early alpha. We don't want to release any videos just yet. But yeah, just keep the printing jobs going. And then we order by task. Let's see. Who doesn't have a task other than the research teams? Patchers have nothing to do. Games 2 has nothing to do. Okay. Games 2, nothing to do. So why don't we have you guys work on some upgrades here and our frameworks. I don't know if I really care about the cheat frameworks, to be honest. It's mostly just the stuff I want to make. So the MMO needs to be upgraded. We can get Patcher on these, which should be a very easy thing for Patcher to do. That'll be tomorrow during the day, though. As far as games goes, they have 2 night teams that has nothing to do. I'm thinking, why don't we work on an add-on for Sharpened Sword? It's kind of starting to gain, right? There's more players now, but I think it's more worth our time to go for Sailing Stars. We just released some expansions to this, but with 211,000 players, kind of behooves me to ignore that. I could start Sailing Stars too. I could. With games too, though, is that the right set of people for that? I think it could work. I make this the Sailing Stars team. It could work. It's just there's a lot of designers on this. There's so many people, and they don't have the best skills. So they won't be very fast. So we're dedicated teams when I make them for games, right? Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm full of shit there, because these averages don't look that great. Maybe I have some good people on the team. Those are just mostly averages, right? So if I take a look at development, yeah, that's really good. We have some good people here. Really good artists. Yeah, higher here. I think maybe you and Edith, you probably should be mentors, right? Details, you guys should be mentors. Not sure how that's not a thing right now. We're going to change that. Make sure you guys are mentors. And then there should be, I thought I saw a really good artist here. Yeah, we can have you be a mentor as well, I think. No, don't do the role change. We want to go details mentor. I don't know why you'd be secondary service. No thanks. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing here. Can you not change your own roles? Yeah, you're lead, I get it, but you shouldn't have these as your primary. Maybe secondary, but not primary. And then, yeah, another good artist here. We want a good programmer. Where's my really good programmer in this group? There's got to be a good programmer, right? Are you the best one? I need to get another one. Or transfer some people, right? Like, I can reconfigure the teams, but I think you're going to be a mentor. We're going to wait just a little bit longer, I think. I want service to be a primary task for you. That's just odd that that's being assigned. What's going on with HR management here? Is it because of this 10% thing? Let's raise this. Let's go 25% here instead. And then the max budget, you can actually hire replacements. So I probably just need to up your budget. Let's go 140. Okay. So I'm looking at that team and I'm thinking they could be the team that makes Sailing Stars 2. I just really want that to be just amazing. Like, it needs to be out of the park. And it would be very cool if we could find somebody that's compatible, like some lead designer that's compatible. But this person is just ordinary and I don't want her. So what I might do is let's try to poach somebody. You know, let's try to poach somebody. If I was to go to, let's say, all companies, I own stock in a lot of companies. And if I make them a subsidiary or something, can I take that person, this visionary here, for example, who has a lot of experience in games as well? Could I just poach this person if I own the majority of the company? I don't know. You know, I own a lot of this company and it's just going up. You know, it's almost at the highest thing, but I think I would really like to poach this person. And as soon as I do that, then I sell all the stock. But it says I have to try again in 4 months. So somebody must have tried already. And I don't get to try that person, I guess. This person's pretty inspiring. I could try them. But 92 is pretty good. So I probably have to poach somebody if I want to have Sailing Stars 2. It's just so good right now, but it's gonna dim, right? It's gonna get really dim. People are going to, you know, stop playing it eventually, and I would like to have number 2 ready to rock. Okay, so we're gonna close out this video with a question for you guys. I've gone in and jacked up the user interface to 200% now, so it's as big as I can make it. I'm hoping to cut down a little bit on the editing times by not having to zoom into the interface at all. So let me know what you think about how well you can see things over here and all that. It's blown up much bigger than it was before. We also have windows like the servers and stuff that are much bigger now. We can see these things a little bit more clearly. Develop software screen is the one I'm a little bit concerned about because things start to overlap when you get to 200%. So kind of have to bring this down. But at least the things are a bit more legible. My goal is to not have to zoom in as much for you guys to be able to see things. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. I've got the project team, the management team, Waveform just released. So we have Waveform 3, and the team for Waveform 3 has now revealed to me that Roman Boone is a 69%. So while that is nice, it is still ordinary. And we're gonna have to resize some windows here pretty commonly because I'm so used to having them be bigger. But other than that, as long as the text is more legible, I'm good with that. And because it's going to really reduce how much editing time I have to go through. So with the company intelligence window, this new mod, right, we can see a bit of a more breakdown here on things. And if we go to product name, I actually want to go to total income. So total income here, this is a new product. It says 471,000 right now, which is interesting. Is that per month? I don't know why it says that. I've made way more than this on these products, so I don't think total income is correct. I'm not sure how this mod is displaying information, because I feel like this is not correct information. If I go to my releases instead, I feel like I was going to try this mod out because it looked like it was a cool deal, but I'm thinking this window is just infinitely more useful to me. And especially when I take a look at profit, right? Like the numbers are actually showing it to me. I've been thinking about going through some of my products and altering the prices of them. But at the same time, having to do that over and over again is it's going to take some extra time. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's worth it, right? Because my new version and people are going to buy that anyway. Then I wanted to also share with you this. So kind of zooming in here so you can sort of see it. So there's all my gold. I know you can't see it very well because there's no lights. Maybe if I go to build mode and just add a light really quick. Okay, so you can kind of see this. I've made a barrier here so I can put my silver on one side and gold on the other in my vault. So there you go. So we have some gold in here. Not sure why is there a sprinkler in here and a fire alarm? It's not like I can actually do anything with that. Oh well, it's there. I'm not sure what that shadow is either. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Either way, yeah. So I've got a bunch of silver in here that I've started buying because it's been going down a lot, and I just got this hunch that it's gonna, come back up. So I'm gonna say the accounting team works on that, and then why don't we have them procure some extra gold too, just because they can. So they're gonna get the silver. We're gonna pop that right there. That's fine, and then they'll go ahead and get me the gold. We pop that right there. And we can see how much we're up on things too. So if we take a look at this one, we're up 8.6% on these gold bars, 11.3% on these gold bars, 15% on our original gold bars. So we've definitely had some appreciation there. That is not the case for our silver. Now, our initial silver purchases were these tiny ones. We're down 18% on this one, 18% on this one. I think we're going to go ahead and just sell these. And we'll kind of reset our counter with the silver, which is right here. And you know what? Just to do it, I'm going to go ahead and buy one more stack of silver just so I have this full row. And you know what? Let's do that same thing with gold. We'll procure some more gold here too. So let's get that going. And there we go. Pop the silver in place there. And then the gold, pop that in there. Okay. Let's get rid of the light. Yeah, so we didn't need to see that. So we'll check back in on our precious metals and such later, but we're procuring a lot of precious metals now. Yeah, it's good. We have a lot of updates that come out here, and then we still have to deal with this. So our operating system is actually 69% done with the code, and there is no art to do on this, remember. So I'm going to have a review put out here just to kind of get a feel for where we are right now. And we might iterate that. We'll see. Not sure. And then I want to take a look at my manufacturing window too. So these big windows where there's lots and lots of stuff to see, this is usually what's been very difficult for me as far as like the time goes in editing these videos and trying to zoom in on certain things. Because I don't know ahead of time what I want to zoom in on. So I almost basically have to watch my own video while I'm editing all the way through. I just have to watch the whole thing to know what to zoom in on. It's like 3 or 4 times longer per video. You guys see the slowdown in the series? That's why. So if I can just blow the whole damn thing up and it's fine, as long as you guys can actually read it. I'm mostly concerned with people on mobile devices. I don't normally cater to mobile devices, I'll be honest, but even on televisions, it's a problem. And I do make content for television. That's how I do it. Whenever I go into a series, whenever I go into a game, when I present it, I'm presenting it for the television viewer. And that's how I do it. Because like computers, you guys can do whatever you want. You can resize your browsers and all that stuff. Mobile phones, incredibly hard to make for. But television, that's the fastest growing medium for YouTube. And it has been for almost 5 years now. So that's what I kind of target. And I think it was a little bit hard on television without zooming in. I don't think it necessarily is anymore with this. I'm hoping this is a good size. $1.1 billion is what we're worth. Super good. Let's let this go, and we'll see the results of our review right here. So it's a 7.2 at the moment. And relative score, so the network in 3D, it's not all done, right? But I think iterating this could make it better. Why don't we let the code get all the way done, though, and we can maybe do another assessment. Yeah, see, all these windows are going to be way off the screen for a little while until I move them, and then they'll be back to all good here. Yeah, see, it's so big here. Let's move this like that. There we go. That's a little better, yeah? Take a look at our bills. Obviously, still not paying any electricity to anything. And then the electricity to grid is $40,000 a day. Whoop-de-doo. Spending almost 700 grand on printing. I'm also making money on the printing, so that's fine. Okay, so this video has gone on long enough. I just wanted to get this in here and show you what was going on and see your thoughts on the UI. So make sure you let me know that down in the comments. Here's our distribution platform. There we go. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.